Hi there. My name is Megan Wolf, and I am the YA Services Manager at St. Paul's Hollywood Library, and today we're going to learn to make stars in a jar. All right, let's get started. You can do this with any paper. I'm using just regular 8.5 by 11 copy paper, and I chose colored because it's prettier that way. So you want to slice it or cut it long ways, so it's about 11 inches long. If you have legal paper, that's great. It can go longer. You don't want to go much wider than about half of an inch because it gets a little tricky after that. So the first thing you're going to do is make a loop. You're going to fold it over just like you're tying a knot for your shoes and tug. And if you just tug really lightly, it should look like a pentagon with two tails, a little short tail and a little long tail. So you're just going to adjust a little bit, tighten everything up so there's not a lot of extra room. Make sure everything fits in. All right, and once you've got that creased, you're going to take your short tail right here. You're going to fold it over. Right there. And then we're going to tuck it in. So we're going to just roll it under and tuck it in, just like this. Cool. Now your tail is gone. The next thing you're going to do is you're just going to start wrapping. So we're going to fold this down, and then it's going to fold up from the back, and then down again, and around, and up. And you're just going to keep wrapping it like this until you are all out of paper. You are going to have a little bit left over at some point, so what I like to do is match it up as though I was going to fold it over and just make a little crease there. So there's that guy. So all we're going to do is fold along that crease so it's a nice even end. And we're going to do just like we did with the first short tail, and we're just going to tuck it in right underneath that first piece. There we go. Cool. So you should have your little pentagon. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take your thumbnail and press it into the side. Should make a little dent. There you go. And you're going to rotate and keep doing that. Make another little dent. Make another little dent. Make another little dent. All right, and they're not going to stick super well. That's okay. It's just setting those first creases, and you're going to go around and just pinch the tip, and then rotate, and pinch and rotate. And you pinch and rotate until you're happy that it looks like a star. It is not always going to look perfect. Sometimes it's going to be kind of flat and wobbly like this. Sometimes it's going to come out really perfect and puffy like this. Sometimes it looks really nice on one side and kind of messed up on the other side. That's okay. We are just doing it for fun. All right, so the way that you can make this a little more fun or interactive for other people is you can write something on your original strip of paper. It can be an inspirational quote. It can be a compliment. If you want to make like a date night jar or an activity jar for when you guys don't know what you want to do when you hang out, you write it down before you fold it up. So I'm going to write something kind. And I was going to write it in cursive, However, I ruined that already. So you guys are just going to have to read my print. And because I'm doing a lot of snail mail right now, I will probably send this in with a letter that I'm sending to someone. So again, you make your loop, you pull it through, you adjust, kind of, I don't know if I'd call it a pro tip, but it's usually easier to make them a little puffier if you don't crease the edges too hard. So you just make sure there's still a little air. And the only other thing to remember is make sure when you fold it with the words or the pictures or whatever you did side in. That way I have to unfold it. All right, there it is again. Got my little extra bit. Crease it right there. Stick it underneath the loop. All right, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing. Do a little press, press, a little press here with my thumbnail, press, another one here, another one here, and last one. And then see, it's kind of a star, but not really, which is why you got to do that little pinch on the edges. And make sure you have your 5 little star points. And you can fill a jar with them. It would take a while to fill an entire jar, so maybe you just put some in an envelope. Maybe you keep them as a room decoration. If you have a needle and thread, you can poke a hole right through the tips of one and you can put them on a string. If you want to make some hanging decorations for your locker or your bedroom. And that's it. I would love to see what stars in a jar you guys are making, or stars out of the jar. And thanks for participating. Have a good one, and thanks for doing your digital programming here with Charleston County Public Libraries.